you not, there it is, right next to the road. How awesome is that? So yeah, got in last night late, stayed over in Wellington and had a cup of tea at the B&B where I was staying, and now heading down to meet Pete for breakfast on a rainy morning and following some cows down the road about 10 minutes from Eggersford, and just loving this English countryside. It's just beautiful. A bit of morning Devon traffic. So here we are on the banks of the River Tor with Pete Tyjas from Fly Culture, and Pete says the river's looking better than it did a couple of days ago. They've had a lot of rain. Yeah, it's pumping and it's off colour, but it's salmon that Pete's trying to put me into, and this is all new to me. So yeah, feeling a little bit intimidated, but he's going to put me on a single-hander, thank goodness, because I said on a double-hander I'll definitely make a fool of myself. But yeah, there's the River Tor pumping away. So Pete, you reckon the visibility there a bit better than the other day? You
it's
had
a little
sort
bit
of
better.
8 inches, and
what we're looking for really is about 10 to 12, 8 to 12 inches. That is definitely better than yesterday.
And for the salmon, do you actually want a bit of colour in the water?
A little bit, yeah. What we're looking for at the moment is salmon in these conditions are going to be running up the river.
Yeah, they're going to be on the move.
Yeah, so what we're looking for is really a resting salmon.
Okay.
And a salmon that's having run up, say it's gone through this pool here, this is called Washing Pit, this pool.
Right.
The next pool up island might be where it has a breather. So if you imagine you've run up through here and you want a breather, the fish that is having a breather is a biting fish.
Okay.
They're the ones we're looking for at the moment.
Stop, rest and feed and then move on.
You've got it. So what we're going to probably do is go up to Island Pool, make a couple of casts. I'm going to give you the single hander with an intermediate line, heaviest sort of fly that you can overhead in here. Right. And we're going to be looking for a fish that has come up through here and is just having a quick breather, and they tend to be near the back of the pool, out of the flow, just having just that breather.
Kind of that brown trout territory, tail of the pool?
It could be, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. So that's what we're looking for at the moment. We're going to fish 3 or 4 pools, have a look at those, and get a sense of how the river's actually fishing. Like you probably said, the river's still a little high for trout. We've got a nasty-ish sort of wind. We're sheltered up here. Yeah. Are we going to see fish rising in this? The answer to that is probably no. Yeah. So I think we're probably better looking for those salmon right now. And it's the last few days of the season. We've been waiting. It's been a really tough season, and we haven't had the water. I've been praying and praying and praying for water, and now
you've got it.
We've got some.
So you've had
we've got too much now.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
You've had a dry season, have you?
It has been. Yeah, it's been incredibly dry. We've had 3. I had one Tuesday, I think, just as the river was coming up. Yeah. Emma had one, my wife, of about £8 about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Wonderful. And then the one before that I had in April. That was it.
Oh, really?
So and we put the hours in. The thing about salmon and
fish
getting
of 1,000 costs.
You got it, and each one you're nearer catching that fish, and that's what we got to just keep the faith.
Do the time.
It's worth it just for that moment that line goes tight and it comes to life, and that's why I do it, just for that moment. If I land the fish, great, but for that where it comes to life and you're connecting with a fish that's been to Greenland and found its way home to its home river where it was born, and that's what it, you know, if you get lucky enough to catch one and touch that fish, there's a special connection. I think that's one of the reasons I love this so much, I have to say.
Well, looks wonderful. Let's give it a go.
Let's go.
Just thought we'd get some shots of Pete here. throwing the double hander. Nothing doing there, Pete?
Not so bad, it's still pushing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty strong, eh?
Pushing heavy metal,
Yeah.
tungsten tip. Trying to get down, keep mending my line, keep giving it a go. I've got biggish flies on like yours.
Yeah.
Got 2 on.
Oh, you got double, eh? Yeah.
Yeah.
And what length is that rod, Pete?
This is 12 foot.
12 foot. It's a beast,
12
eh?
foot, 7 weight, like I say, in spade weight.
Yeah.
So that's about 2 or 3 heavier than a trout line. But it allows me to propel those heavy flies with a greater mass of fly line.
Yeah.
To deliver that heavier payload. So it's a whole lot easier. The spade casting is cool.
Yeah. It's just cool to watch, if nothing else, eh?
This is a steelhead cast, really,
Yeah.
called the circle spade.
Right. Because they're all different styles, aren't they?
Yeah, what you're trying to do with this is send your line upstream, your anchor upstream, and all spade casting really is repositioning the line for a dynamic roll cast.
Yeah.
So if you're seeing whatever the spade cast is, you'll always see that roll cast push.
You're setting it up first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Set up the D and
The
then
rest
throw
of
it.
it is repositioning the line to do that.
Right.
Because if I try to make a standard roll cast across there, my line's going to be here, my rod's aiming at my intended target, so what's going to happen is that I'm going to get tangled up.
Yeah.
So that's why we reposition it. This is a really good cast, this one particularly, when you're fishing a really fast, deep sinking tip, to bring it up through the water column with minimal effort.
Yeah. Yeah, you throw that thing a distance, eh?
It's an awesome, fun cast. The most beautiful spade cast for me is the single spade. Technically, probably one of the hardest ones. I can't really do it so well with this line.
Yeah.
But this is a Skagit line I've got on there. But I think to me that's the most beautiful fly cast there is.
Yeah.
But this one's super cool, really easy to pick up quickly, and it has applications in single-handed fishing as well.
Yeah.
And of course that long rod allows me to mend the line as well, because I want to get it down in this pace of water a bit as well, so it's much easier to control as well, the line.
Yeah. Well, it certainly is graceful.
It's beautiful, it's so much fun too. My wife's much nicer spade caster than me, so she's spade caster. And then we just keep stepping down the pool, and like you said, it's a fish of 1,000 casts. And the hours I've put in for 2 fish this year, the only thing about that thin running line.
Oh, it does that.
Just worth the many hours though, just for that moment. When that line goes tight and the fish is attached. So I don't mind, it doesn't bother me if I don't catch fish today or next time.
Yeah.
Just for that one moment.
Okay, so here I am in Golberdin. Came down from Eggersford yesterday, where I fished for salmon with Pete Tigers, which was great. And yeah, now the weather's turned. Rain and wind and what have you, but I'm going to go and have a look at some of the Westcountry passport waters and see if we can find some clean river water. Yeah, in this snazzy little rental. Take a look at this little bug. Little Fiat 500. Don't know that it's your ideal fishing car, but it'll do. Okay, so we're off to find some river water, but yeah, that's what you've got. Absolutely barreling, totally washed out. That's this little stone bridge. Have a look at it upstream like it's going to be different. There it is. Chocolate brown and pumping. Oh well. go and look for another river then. I think I'm going to take a drive now and go and have a look at the River Inni at a place called Clam End, which is also fairly close, and go and see if we can find some more dirty water there. Say the River Inni is out. Beautiful spot though. The rain's held out for just a minute. A little bit of sunshine. Take a look at it. Bruising taste. Chocolate brown. Totally out for fishing. Yeah, behind me you can see it, the River Kenzie near Polson at the St Leonard's Equestrian Centre. Totally blown out. Chocolate brown. I don't even know what this one's called, but it's also chocolate brown. When all else fails, into the high country to come and see if I can find some clean water, because everything down the bottom is just totally washed out. So yesterday was a non-starter, so I've come up to Dartmoor. My goodness, what a beautiful place. And there's a lot of talk about the diminutive East Dart. Well, here it is. So this is the bridge over the East Dart, and just above the bridge, you're looking at it there, is this tiny little tributary that comes in. But that's a trout stream, a labelled trout stream. And then here is the main river, the East Dart River, if you can call it a river. Little chap. Right, so no fishing permits available at Post Bridge or whatever it's called. So back to Twin Bridges Hotel. Scraped in last day of the season, managed to get myself a fishing permit. Good to go. Now I've just got to beat the rain. So this is the first pool on the Little Dart, just above the bridge. And already some small trout rising. Looks like they're taking emergers. So we'll have a go at them. I do believe I've hooked my first English trout. As you can see, it is a monster. About a kilometre or two up the East Dart, the visitor centre just visible in the background there. And quite wooded, quite bushy up here. These willows of some sort, and lots of fast pocket water. Been flicking a nymph in there with a strike indicator. Some bow and arrow casting required. There we go, ran out of battery up on the river. Yeah, I had a couple of wonderful hours, caught 6 or 7 fish, lost a whole lot more, and just got back into the car as the drizzle came in, and now it's raining properly. Fantastic, that's what I needed. Last day of the fishing season in England, and I managed to pull it. I want to tell you something about England. Take a look over here. That is jigjawler. England has jigjawler. Yeah, I've after approaching very stealthily, you find the Dartmoor blue-arsed sheep. Very rare.